let's just get started because we have a lot of work to do. Make sure your ukulele is tuned because we have that little finger picking part, and if your ukulele is out of tune, it's gonna sound really off. Okay, so we've got C minor. There's two different ways to play C minor. You can do the simple one, or you can do the advanced barred one, just this way. Both of them work. It's just that the barred one gives you this high note, and the easier version doesn't have that. So it's a preference thing. So we're gonna do C minor for the intro. And I'll teach you the finger picking part first. Like first I just want to get the chords in our hands because we've got like fast changing chords. Then we move to G minor once we're in the verse. And then F minor. So look up real quick. F minor is a more challenging chord because it encompasses 3 different frets. So I would like for you to bring the index finger all the way up here. And then the middle finger, and then that pinky is really gonna reach. And if you feel like you can't reach it, don't give up, hold on, don't leave. Check that your thumb is not like up here, because a lot of the times our hand feels too small for the ukulele when our thumb is up on the front. So bring the thumb to the back, and that look at how much reach that gives. So bring the thumb to the back, and then pivot the hand upwards, and then that should help you reach that F minor. Okay, so let's do the verse chords. We've got C minor, you and me. That's 4 of those, and then we used to be together. So G minor to F minor is 2 beats, and then every day together. B flat to G minor is 2 beats. Always. I missung that, but we've got 2 beats on everything. So let's try and do that first line. By the way, the printable and a bunch of other printables are available to all of my patrons. You don't need to become a patron, but I mean, if you want to be cool, just kidding. You don't need to become a patron, but I do the printables for them. So let's do the first line, just the strums, so we get this hand in order. Because if I teach you both this hand and this hand at the same time, our train might crash. So let's try it. 1, 2, 4 on C minor, go. You and me, we used to be together, every day together, always. Okay, now freeze. Let's say that was crazy challenging. Then what I'd like for you to do this next time is to do it without the strumming. You and me, we used to be together every day. Okay, try it without the strumming. Or if you're like, you want to strum a little bit, then just strum once. You and me, we used to be together every day together, always. But notice how my hand still moved for that shadow play, just to keep the pulse. The pulse is like the beat, so that you're feeling the music. Alrighty, so now let's go to line 2, and we're just moving 2 beats, 2 beats. I really feel like I'm losing my best friend. I can't believe this could be the end. Okay, so I'm gonna blame something on the patrons right now. I had asked my patrons if I should teach this the easy version, and they said no, we want the real version, like the recording version. So yeah, if it's too hard, complain with the patrons. And now let's do the 3rd line, because we've got the same chords repeating, so I'm kind of zooming past this, I know, because I want to teach the finger picking. And looks as though you're letting go, and if it's real, then I don't want to know. Okay, so now the finger picking pattern. Where do we start? Let's do the finger picking pattern. Okay, on that C minor, and put one finger on each string. So this is why I'm recording vertically, so that we could see the whole thing. Because when I record horizontally, I have to choose which hand to show you, or I cut off my head. So we're gonna put one finger on each string. Make sure your hand isn't bent like this. I don't want this, I don't want this. Look at the wrist. I don't want that, okay? Relax the hand onto your ukulele how it normally would sit. Just if you were resting your hand, like chilling, how would it sit? And I'm looking over here so I make sure I look relaxed. Okay, now assign one finger per string. And don't pull out. Look, I'm not doing this. Look at how I'm doing it. I'm kind of glad I went with such a bright nail color because you can really see it. By the way, this will work a lot better if your nails are short on the fretting hand. And this hand doesn't really matter that much, but I like having longer nails and they're really curved and they don't have the sides, because when your nails have that like really deep curve, then they catch and it's kind of plucky. So mine are kind of flattened. Anyway, I digress. We've got this. Okay, C minor. Now I'm doing this pattern. Look up. These 3 fingers and then the index for my bass. Bum, 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 bum. Listen. Okay, so it's the thumb, middle, and ring together. And then the index is the bass. Now let's say, Bernadette, you've lost me. Then try this. Pretend you don't have a G string and just put the thumb on C, index on E, and middle on A, and do this. Basically what you want is this string as your bass. Ding, dun, ding, dun. That bassy sound, that should be this one. So however you create it should work. I mean, I can't hear you. I wish I could, but I'm doing it this way. Okay, so now the trick is doing the chord switches. So let's try just the intro for fun. Here we go. 1, 2, just the intro. Go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2. Keep going into the verse. You and me, we used to be together, every day together, always. Okay, so let me teach you a trick. Don't stop for this hand. If you keep this hand going, it sounds like you're landing the chord switches. I'm not landing the chord switches all perfectly. Like, I just keep this hand going, so it sounds like I'm better than I am. But just keep this hand going. The verse, 1, 2, at the verse, keep going. You and me, we used to be together, every day together, always. You can strum these if that's easier. I really feel like I'm losing my best friend. I can't believe this could be the end. Keep going. It looks as though you're letting go, and if it's real, then I don't want to know. And then the drums come in to really kick into that chorus. So you can do that or something similar by adding some strums. So I'm doing down, up, down, up, down, up. Down, up, down, up, down, up. And on that next down, I'm gonna land the chorus. So it's down, up, down, up, down. Don't speak, I know what you're saying. So for the strumming pattern that I'm doing for the first chorus, it's Down, down, up, down, up. But I have a shadow in there. Down, down, up, down, up. Down, down, up, down, up. And then we have that B flat minor, which is a bar chord on the first fret. So like bar chords on the first fret are intense. Like bar chord on the fifth fret, fine. You can do it because you can really bend the strings there. But next to the nut, like, that's tough, even for me. So what I recommend is that you do your switch from F minor to B flat minor. Even if you get this, just keep going because it's like working out. The more you do it, the easier it gets to lift that weight. So let me play through for you a little bit and then we'll come back and do stuff together. And then on the ending there we have two different chords. We have D flat and then E flat. I thought I saw a fly in here. So D flat would be a bar chord up here on the 4th fret. And then the E flat there at the end here, look up, you can do this trick. So you can go from the 4th to the 6th with the same shape. And then land your next chord, which is C minor. Memories. Or you can do D flat and then the E flat we've been doing. And then the C minor. None of those are easy. So what does that mean? It means that it's going to take you practicing, like just repetition. And when I was in band, I was trained by a wonderful band director and he would just make us repeat that piece. And I noticed a lot of musicians and some of my students here on the channel, the mistake you make is you go back to the beginning of a section and you practice and then you stumble on that part and then you go back to the beginning. Like, no, isolate the part you need to fix. So for us, that D flat and C minor landing is what's crucial. So I would just do it over and over again. D flat, E flat, and C minor. And then it's difficult because we're changing technique from strumming to picking. Memories. So D flat, E flat, and memory. So that's going to be really fun to practice because once you master it, you're going to feel like, yeah, I earned a badge of honor. Okay, so let's do the chorus. We'll do it like super slow. You can do down, down, up, down, up, or down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up. That works. And I know I'm zooming past this. We'll come back, don't worry. And then you have that B flat minor, C, down up, for those like really shocking chords, the B flat minor and the C. By the way, I'm looking at my music notes because I want to make sure I give you a tip for every single chord. Give this video a thumbs up. Breathe, relax the shoulders. Okay, let's do the chorus. 1, 2, slowly go. Because I want to show you mistakes are part of the process. Let's do it one more time and then we'll go into that second verse. This is mostly because I want to redeem myself. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. then that C chord is like leading into the chorus, which we already know. Don't speak, I know what you're saying. Tell me, stop explaining, and tell me 'cause it hurts. This is all the same, but we have something different coming. Okay, so those chords are different. Okay, so we've got an E flat, you know that one. You know the C. But we have an A flat. Okay, so I'm going to teach you a little cheat in case this is way too crazy for you. So this, if you've done my 30-day uke challenge and you know your chromatic scale, then you know that this is F, and then you've got G flat, then A, then A flat. You know how we got there. But another way to get A flat is if you do a G chord and just play these 3 strings and move up one. But do not touch this one. Like, this is forbidden. Forbidden, because it's not part of the chord. So there you could do your tell me 'cause it hurts, and then do gentle strums. That's an option, it's a style option, but I would be so happy if you did the barred version, like really push yourself. Okay, so then we have a bridge. So we're starting on D flat, which is basically a C sharp, so you can go to C chord and move up. Oh, I cannot sing that. I don't have it in my head. But anyway, let's do that part. We've got D flat, and then A flat, then B, then G flat. So watch my hands real quick. This is what's happening with my index finger. It's moving from the 4th to the 3rd to the 2nd to the 2, so to the 1. So you're gonna get this feeling of going down, like dun 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 dun. So listen to it real quick. Thinking cap on, Bernie. Okay, and then we have the, that's A flat. None of this is easy, by the way, so I know we're pushing hard. And then this is all super challenging. So there we have A to D flat. A cheat that might work would be to play the E flat all the way to the 6th fret, and then come down to the 3rd fret for the A flat. So that's another section you're gonna have to really like circle and practice which way works best for you. It's kind of like a rest stop, and there's different roads to get there, and so you're gonna have to choose the one that's right for your car. Okay, so let's do the bridge. Let's just do the chords. For that one, I'm just doing down strums. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, you got this. Go. Better stop pretending. A. Okay, so that's challenging. Work on that one, but let's keep going. Like, don't stop. Because we can't say, oh, I can't do a song just because you can't do 4 chords when there's 100 different chord changes in the song. Like, let's have some positive thinking. Okay, so the solo you can do, this is when there's a guitar solo. So we're basically just doing a verse. Okay, you can do it. 1, 2, you got this. Go. You can strum, or you can do the picking. And then one strum and let it ring. Hold it. Okay, so on that one let it ring, there's technique we have to do there too. Sometimes I'll hear people strum once and do this. Look at how the note dies. That's not what I want. I want you to hold, strum, follow through, and let the note fade on its own. Listen to the wrong one and listen to the right one. Technique. Okay, so then we've got an interlude, and that's the picking pattern. You and me, I can see it's dying. Are we? Don't speak. I know what you're saying. So please stop explaining. Don't tell me 'cause we've done all of this before. Maybe your strumming is just a little louder. Sorry, I messed it up. I know what you're saying. Please stop explaining. Don't speak. Okay, so there everything continues being what we've already practiced. Now let's do the la 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 section, and that sounds a little bit like this. So basically we're just doing down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, and that one down is your chord switch. Down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, down. Except that B flat minor. We have down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Those are shorter, but that B flat minor to C has been short since the verse, was it? Or the chorus? The verse? The chorus. So that B flat minor to the C has always been that kind of. And then the outro. Hush, hush, darling. Hush, hush, darling. Same thing. Down, down, up, down, up, down, up. For the whole thing. So basically, that's this song. And I say basically out of habit. This is a song that could take you all month, 3 months, or it could take you, I don't know, an entire quarantine, depending on when you're watching, where you're watching. So here's my recommendation. Print this out and put your notes all over it. Like, do the intro. Once you've done it, highlight it so that you feel really good about accomplishing the intro. And then work next on the verse. You and me, and enjoy it. You should be together, every day together, always. Okay, next what you can master is the chorus without a strumming pattern. Don't speak, I know what you're saying, so please stop explaining. Don't tell me 'cause it hurts. Okay, and try to master the whole song with just the down strums, because the song is beautiful enough on its own that it doesn't need it. So do this for me. Your foundation will be the intro and the finger picking pattern. On any parts where there's a strumming pattern, just do down strums until you train the fretting hand to switch. Once you've trained the fretting hand to switch, you don't have to be thinking about it like, oh, F minor, oh, B flat minor, and you get the turkey leg. Like, once this becomes natural, then you can add the frosting, so to speak. The strumming is really important, but what's more important is getting this hand to do all of the chord switches. If you enjoyed this tutorial, please subscribe to the channel, give this video a thumbs up, and if you would like to see more complicated songs, please let me know, because I've stayed more on the easy songs for this channel. But if this is what you would like to see, I need to hear it from you, so let me know. Thank you so much for being my student. Thank you for choosing me as your teacher. Sorry I'm ending abruptly. My camera's telling me it's overheating. So I'm gonna close this off, and I'll see you in the next one. Sayonara!